Happy Monday. Welcome to Sunshine State Racing Recap. How are you, Robert?
I'm good. Great Monday, and it's been a great few weeks of racing. This is, I guess, the last official week of Speed Weeks. New Smyrna's done with theirs, but East Bay's got racing starting on Wednesday night to finish out their Winter Nationals, and then kind of goes back just to every weekend. But it's been a lot of racing around the state, and New Smyrna had some great racing the last week and a half over there. There 10 nights of racing for the World Series of Asphalt.
Yeah, our Florida Pro Truck Challenge guys really showed up and showed out over there. I may be biased, but they put on one of the best races of the weekend there. A lot of fun to watch those guys. A lot of newcomers to New Smyrna in the trucks, so that was a lot of fun. I know Chase King raced there. Sammy Coggill raced in his new truck. That was a good showing. That's who my son helped this weekend. And of course, one of our guests tonight, Jimmy Frazier, took home a win. Derek Pugh took home a win. Brendan Pletcher looked like he was going to walk away with a win, but ended up having some bad luck. But yeah, those guys did a
Motor
great
blew when he
job.
got to the wall, right? The motor
He
blew on
did.
Pledger's truck.
He did. Yeah, Motor Blue, not a good way to start 2021, but super excited because he had quite a bit of speed. I'm sure they'll get that truck fixed up for the next pro truck race. We got a ton of people online. Vince Parker's joined. Miss Mama Graham's on. Joe Gentry's watching. Stephen Babcock's watching. So huge thanks to all you guys for tuning in and tolerating us every Monday.
And glad Joe Gentry's able to be on. Scared us a little bit Saturday night in the street stock race. Got out, wasn't feeling very well, and he had to make a quick visit to the hospital, but was home later that night. Glad to see he's okay. What a great street stock race it was. Under 100 laps, Jeff Dufresne got out in the lead early, and Danny Kaler and Cody Allen didn't make it easy on him. But afterwards, Kaler said he probably could have got him, but he would have had to get into him. And they don't race each other that way. And just out of respect, he settled down second. And what a battle they had going over the last 10 or 12 laps for the win.
That's awesome. I appreciate the coverage you guys did down there. I went to Bubba Raceway Park on Friday night, watched some USAC sprint cars. They put on a heck of a show. Them guys are insane. I was up there with Chris Fazzillo and a bunch of our racers, so that was pretty cool. I don't think I've watched a USAC race in quite a few years, so that was really exciting.
And then Troy DeCare, also down at 417 in the BG Product Southern Sprint Car Shootout Series, took the second win of the series, and he's 3-0 so far in the season for him. He's got 3 wins, adding to his win streak total. But LJ Grimm didn't make it easy on him late. He had a really good, almost straightaway lead, and then with 4 to go, there was a caution, another caution with 2 to go, and LJ challenged him both times, and like I said, really made him work. And LJ is getting better and better in that sprint car all the time.
It's pretty cool to watch him get in anything, he gets a chance in and really do well in. There's not really much of a learning curve for him. He just kind of gets in it and wheels it.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, check out either the Sunshine State Racing page or our YouTube channel. I got a really good interview of LJ and Troy after the race. LJ wanted to do it with Troy, and then Troy's stipulation to do it was that if you haven't been to 417, they have the dirt track, the go-kart track in the infield. Under the tech shed, they have the podium where they give away the trophies to the kids at the dirt track, and there's a top. It's almost like an Olympic-built stadium with the 1 and then the 2 and the 3. Troy said, the only way I'm doing it with you is I get to sit on the 1 and you get to sit down on the 2.
Those
So they were
boys are
having some
always
fun after the
entertaining.
races.
Yeah. I got to watch that interview yesterday while we were waiting on the rain delay Daytona 500. But yeah, those boys are always entertaining to watch. They're always good interviews. We have a blast. So huge thanks to all of our drivers for always tolerating us and always wanting to do interviews and keeping our fans entertained.
Big news in the dirt racing world. A Putnam County Raceway is coming back to life. They're calling it the Clip of Putnam County. I think it's March 14th is going to, or March 19th, the Friday night is going to be their opening night, and they're going to have it's going to open the season for the Florida Challenge Series on the dirt late models.
We got some really good
What's
guests
that
coming
called?
on tonight. We have little Gavin Graham. I call him little because he's one of our young guns. And then we have Jimmy Frazier, and we're going to talk about what's racing this weekend and where our team's going to be.
And then we'll end this show with our segment "What Burned Sunshine State Racing." I always got many topics for that. But just before we get into the what's racing this weekend, just want to remind everybody and thank you for how many people tuned in to our tribute to Rusty Cruz last Monday night. And we just felt that was the right thing to do. Prove that there's a lot more to racing than racing, and lives mean something, mean a lot to us. But if you get a chance, all the information is posted on the Sunshine State Racing page. But Sunday afternoon, and I believe from 1 to 4, is going to be the celebration of life for Rusty Cruz in Arvindale. We'll make sure everybody gets the address out. But if you get a chance and want to go to that, or if you have any pictures of Rusty, if you want to send it to our page, and we'll make sure the family and the people putting together the celebration get it. They're looking for any pictures they can to help celebrate his life.
Yeah, our race family are some of the most important people in our lives. They're as close to us as our regular families. So anytime we lose someone in our race world, it's always tough.
And if you want to, we'll get ready to go into what's racing around Florida here in just a minute. There's a lot racing this weekend. 417 Southern Speedway has the Brandon Ford Wheelman Series Sportsman for 50 laps, Pro Trucks for 50 laps, Outlaw Modified 25, V8 Pure Stock 25, and A Mods for 25. Arbondale Speedway has modified, open wheel modifieds 50, Pure Stock 50, Scramblers, and Mini Cups. Up at Showtime Speedway, a big weekend for them. They have the World Final Outlaw Figure Eights, non-wing sprint cars, mini stocks, 4.6 Fords on the figure eight. Citrus County Speedway has also a big weekend of super late model racing for 75 laps, legend cars for 25 laps, the Signed Fast Pure Stocks 25 laps, and the Crockett Towing Ford Outlaws for 25 laps, and O'Reilly's Auto Part Mini Stocks for 25 laps. A big night over at Citrus. New Smyrna Speedway is closed for racing this weekend, but they have a monster truck show. If you want to watch some monster trucks, go to New Smyrna. Fly Flags is closed this weekend. The next race over there is 227. It's the ARCA Series 200. Getting into our dirt tracks, Hendry County Motorsports Park is closed. A lot of our dirt tracks are closed this weekend. East Bay Raceway Park from Wednesday till Saturday has the rest of the Winter Nationals, the 602 crate late models, Mod Lights, V8 Warriors / Thunderstocks, and the Gladiators, all going to race over there Thursday through Saturday. Bubba Raceway Park is closed this weekend. All Tech Raceway is closed. Their next race is in a couple weeks, and so is North Florida Speedway and Volusia. So getting ready to a couple of the dirt tracks taking a couple weeks off and then getting ready to go. As we said before, Putnam Raceway grand opening coming up soon. I think it's 3/19, I believe, is the Friday night date on that. A lot of asphalt racing, a couple dirt tracks going this weekend, and then when the dirt tracks kick back up in a couple weeks after their speed weeks break, they're going to go all goes. They're scheduled to go every weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Florida, and if you look at the map of the weather everywhere else in the United States, it's absolutely horrible. So if you have time, fly on down to Florida and come hang out.
Yeah, or if I mean, even the weather right now in Georgia and North Carolina is bad. If you take a long weekend and come down on Saturday and head back home Sunday, there's a lot of racing over super late models. That uh, Outlaw Figure Eight race at Showtime's always a huge draw. They had I think 25 cars at Arbondale last weekend, a good event. A lot of those guys are staying down. Some of them had to go back home, but they plan on coming back next weekend. Should be a great show over there. Yoho always makes it entertaining. I know they were a little worried at how many cars might get messed up at Arborville, not make it, but I know they found shops and everything for people to work on their cars, and should be a great weekend over there.
Yep. So we'll get ready for our first caution and come back on with our first guest, Mr. Gavin Graham. I think we are back with our first guest coming on. We have Mr. Gavin Graham joining us. Hey, Gavin, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Good. Okay, so I want to give everyone that's watching a little bit of background on you. So, can you tell us how old you are and how old you were when you started racing?
I am 12 years old, but I will be turning 13 in the next 3 days. I did start racing when I was 5 in go-karts at a 417 Speedway.
And you've went up quite a bit from there. Like you've had a pretty good career so far for 12 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's talk about Winter Nationals last week at Arbondale. How did your team end up after the full week of racing at Arbondale?
Well, we did end up winning the Winter Nationals. We had a very consistent weekend. We got 2 seconds, a win, and one third place finish. And uh, overall, it was just a really good weekend with such a great team, just a really fast car.
And let's talk about the trophies this year for Winter Nationals because last year they gave out a Gator ring and a Gator trophy. So, what were the trophies like this year?
Well, they did give me a necklace that said Young Lions won a national champion on it, and they also gave me pretty big, pretty good, decent sized trophy. It was really awesome.
That's awesome. So, couple little stats for you. You're the youngest pole sitter at Snowball Derby in a truck. How cool is that?
That's really amazing, actually, because Kurt Britt put together such a great truck. I can't really say anything else. Just with having a great truck, I was just driving. Don't could have done.
And so we're going to talk about teaming up with Kurt Britt Motorsports. So when did that happen?
It started last year on the last race of the Snowball Derby. Well, not the Snowball Derby, I mean the last race of Pensacola in the season. I joined their team after a first practice session, and we ended up qualifying second, not too far off of the pole, and we ended up having a good run towards the end, but we ended up DNFing after unfortunate crash, but we were definitely really fast, definitely had a really good truck, definitely top three, but everything, whatever comes around.
So are you having a lot of fun learning from Kurt Britt Motorsports and that whole team?
Yeah, it's really fun having a great team. It's just like my new racing family, actually, because I love hanging out with them. So,
And tell me what you did today with Kurt.
oh, actually, when we're at Disney World right now, we went to the Magic Kingdom. It was fun hanging out with their family. So it's really fun. We also went to Fun Spot yesterday, and I got scared to death on the world's tallest sky coaster.
Okay, so you win
Oh,
Winter Nationals and they take you to Disney.
Yes, ma'am.
just
Kind
like
of like
Tom
winning the
Brady and
Super
Gronk.
Bowl.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so starting out this year, you've had a truck win at Arbondale.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you planning to run trucks all over the state of Florida this year?
Yes, ma'am. We do plan on running at Pensacola the whole season there. We do plan on running a few truck races at Auburndale, but we will be running some races out of state too. We'll be racing at Cordele in Georgia, in Montgomery, and Mobile Speedway in Alabama.
Those are all pretty cool tracks. So far in your long career, do you have a favorite track you like racing at?
I definitely like Pensacola, but there's definitely a lot of more tracks coming up. But Pensacola right now is number one.
That's awesome. So your truck schedule for this year, you're going to do Pensacola, some out-of-state tracks, and some Arbondale tracks. We hope to see you down here a lot. Any races in the legend cars?
Next week we'll be running at Charlotte for the road course with Dennis Lambert. Um, Never been on a road course, so this is just going to be for experience. And if we have a fast car, we'll go for the win too.
And do you have a favorite win so far?
I mean, a favorite win probably was my last truck race at Auburndale, or maybe a Nationals championship. That was pretty fun. I mean, exciting, beating the best competition in the whole country. It was really fun. It was really amazing, great experience.
And let's talk for a minute about the family that supports you and gets you to the racetrack every week and that has kind of got you in with Kurt Britt Motorsports. So tell us who all helps you week in and week out.
Definitely Kurt Britt. He helped me put together such a fast truck, and my mom, my dad, and all my partners, Wright Trailers, L&R Structural Corporation, Friend of the Jacqueline Foundation, Race Faith Brand Development, Blair Corporation, and and Emma, Edward, Caitlin Hicks, and the rest of my family, my Aunt Priscilla, my Uncle Rodney, Mark Narstead, Dennis Lambert Racing, and everyone else in my family, my supporters, my cousins, my sorry, there's just so many people that help me on this
There
team.
is. You have a
Yes.
good group of people that are working with you week in and week out. And I think it's so great to see a young man come up with such talent. And you working with Kurt Britt Motorsports, Cody Brusso, that whole group, you're going to go pretty far, buddy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
I'm pretty excited we're interviewing you while you're at Disney right now.
you. Yeah, it's really fun hanging out with all of them. We're staying at the Fort Wilderness Lodge. I love this place. It's really beautiful.
Well, that's
And I
awesome.
mean,
Go ahead, Robert.
can we take a lot of? Oh, I mean, don't want to take lightly. I mean, everybody thinks the Winter National Championship and the Young Lions. It didn't take into effect that I think there was 24 to 25 cars in that class every day, and he got a win, 2 seconds, and a third. Third was his worst finish against some of the 24, 25 of the best young lion racers in the country.
Yeah, and they come down from all over. So that's pretty cool to see you competing. And of course, we watched you, I think, last year when you went to Charlotte. And it was really cool to see you up there competing with all them good guys. So super excited to see what you do in the 2021 season. We really appreciate you taking time out of Disney to hang out with us and talk to the fans, and can't wait to see how your 2021 goes. I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot more this year after big wins.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good night, Gavin. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
I love these young
It's
guys.
Gavin. Yeah, Gavin Graham went uh, done great things already in the trucks and the legends, and future's bright for him with Britt Motorsports and that whole team. Um, they raced it once or twice last year at Cordeal already, and he had a couple good finishes. They get some of these tracks where they go back to him again. He's going to get some wins.
And to be his age and compete at, those levels, especially at like Pensacola for the Derby, that's amazing. So I can't wait to see what he does this year. He has a really great group of people around him. I've known his family for a long time, so really excited to see what he does. Hopefully he'll be racing down here with us so we can cover some of his races. And I think we're ready for our second break. We'll be right back.
With 24 flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, HTO keeps you cool. So, what's your flavor?
And we're back. And before we get into our next guest, I want to give a huge shout out to our marketing partners that jump on board with any of our crazy ideas and support us and our broadcast and all of our podcasts and everything going on and all things racing for Sunshine State Racing. We hit a pretty big milestone this week or this weekend. We hit 15,000 followers on Facebook. Who would have ever thought, Robert?
Yeah, it's crazy. And we're right there knocking on the door of 400 subscribers on YouTube. And I know we keep pushing the YouTube down our followers' throats, but guys, if you get a chance, go check out some of our YouTube videos and subscribe to the channel. We're only trying to push those numbers because when we get to a certain number, it opens the door for so much more things that we can do. Right now, we can only upload videos to YouTube and interviews we do. And I know a lot of people like using the YouTube platform, but once we reach a certain number of followers, there's a go live button for cellular devices on YouTube, and we can actually go live for interviews and different things on that platform as well. We're not quite to that number yet, so that's one of the reasons we keep pushing that, is trying to just open up all the options to bring you guys all the coverage we can. But a huge shout out to SRQ Taxes. Speed Racer Photos and HTO of Lakeland for being part of this podcast. And there's plenty of room if you want a commercial on here. Let me or Jen or Brandon know, and we'll get you hooked up. And um, too many other partners to name right now that just help with the Karnac.com site, but we appreciate each and every one of you that help us make this go.
Candace Connors Keeley, too. She's the best. She always is one of the first ones to jump on and support our crazy ideas, and we love her. I think we're ready for our second guest. We have his first win. We have him on board after his first win at New Smyrna Speedway, Mr. Jimmy Frazier. Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Uh-oh. I hope we don't have problems. Can you hear us? Okay, hopefully we'll be able to hear him. So coming off his first win, he has a newer truck that was put together by Chad Pierce Motorsport. So Jimmy, if you can hear us, tell us a little bit about your weekend at New Smyrna. I think it was your first time there.
I think he may be muted.
So we'll get back to Jimmy here in a minute. Of course, we have to have a little bit of technical problems.
But going to Jimmy's, I mean, his first win, and what I love about Jimmy Frazier and that whole family is this is for them. It is a family sport. Him and his dad do it together. He's raced, I think, modified Mini for a long time, and then got the truck, and then got this newer truck. They were out for a while, but seeing the passion him and his dad have doing this together at the track, and now they've got some help from Chad Pierce Motorsports, and I know other guys are helping them. But before that, it was just a dad and a son that showed up at the track and gave it their all and turned well. And to see them having success really, really excites me.
Definitely. I think we have Jimmy back.
Can you guys hear me now?
Hey, Jimmy. I can. So we were talking a minute about your dad and you. You guys are always at the track together. You pretty much do everything together. So tell us about hooking up with Chad Pierce Motorsports and how you got to New Smyrna this weekend.
Yeah, Chad Pierce was a great addition. Him and Sean Bass and Ernie Bass and even Cody, they all do a lot of work with us, and they're really good at what we do. And I called him probably a couple weeks ago and told him we were going to New Smyrna, and we took the truck up there and put a setup in it, and we headed up to New Smyrna, and it ended up being a pretty good week for us.
And that was your first win in the Pro Trucks, right?
Yes, first win in the Pro Trucks and first time being at New Smyrna.
You can't beat that.
No.
And
okay,
so Friday night.
Go ahead.
Friday night, you guys didn't have the night you wanted, and I thought I read something on Saturday that you guys went out and practiced. So Friday night you ran on old tires, and when you guys put the new tires on Saturday, it just really hooked the truck up, right?
Yeah, we our plan was so everyone pretty much bought two sets and put a set on Friday and Saturday, and our plan was to, because we've been struggling on long run speeds with this truck, the couple of races we did the end of last year. So our plan was just to work on the long runs, and the best way to do that is put on old tires. So these tires were from a race several months ago in Citrus, and we figured out what we needed to do after Friday. The truck was actually fairly decent on pretty old tires, so we made some pretty wholesale changes Saturday. And as soon as we bolted on new tires, we took the pole, and it didn't take us long to get the front. The truck was great.
It was really quick. We were cheering you on from home. So you had a little bit of extra help this week. You had Jeff Gilbo, you had Black Sails Racing on board. So you had your hands full with all the people that were with you that have a lot of experience at New Smyrna, kind of giving you tips and tricks.
Yeah, we're not used to that. It's usually just me and my dad, and I end up making all the calls, and Dad does the changes on the truck, whatever I say to do, and if anything goes wrong, I got to work on it. And this weekend was a little bit more relaxed. I got out of the truck, tell them what it needs, and they all got to working on it. And Jeff already had all the tire pressures and all written down for us, and it went really smoothly. And thanks to Brandon for doing all the videos, because that helped me out a lot in practice and learning the track, because it was brand new. I had no idea what I was doing. And Friday night, my restarts were pretty horrendous, and we figured it out for Saturday because we had some pretty good restarts.
Yeah, you did. So let's talk about how long you've been racing.
I've actually been racing since I was 6. I started on a four-wheeler, and we raced four-wheelers for a while. And I think when I was probably 14 or 15, well, actually before that, we ran not Legends cars, Bandoleros cars when they were a little bit bigger in Florida. And then we
Uh-oh. I hate it when we lose him in the middle of the conversation.
We'll see. We can get it back here again in just a second. But
Yeah, we'll get Brandon
I
working
think
on that in the
we
background.
went from the Bandoleros to the modified minis, and his dad raced the modified minis, and then he kind of took over the ride. And then I think his dad become happy with just helping him race, and then they got the truck, and like I said, it's amazing to see the whole family feel, and what a great family just to hang around and talk to.
They really are. They're some of the nicest people in the pits. I know his dad is a proud papa. He is always the first one to pitch in and help out for anyone else. And so it's really good to see those type of people get their first win, especially on a televised broadcast. Like that race was broadcast on NBC Sports Gold. So that's pretty cool for that family.
And if we get him back, we'll ask him what his plans are for the year. I don't know if they plan on running the whole Florida Pro Truck Challenge series or not. Well, if so, we're going to plan on seeing them a lot this year. But right now, he's got the points lead in the Florida Pro Truck Challenge series, which I mean, there's a ton of great racers in there that he went up against this weekend and now has the points lead.
Definitely. Jeff Gilbo says, oh, he's giving him a hard time saying wearing his own shirt. Um, Vaughn Sean said, keep up the great work, Gavin. Great job. I'm thrilled my hometown track is opening up. Love the show. Live coverages make me feel like I'm right there. My buddy Tony from Concord, Alabama is tuned in. Dennis is on. He said he was flying Saturday night. Billy Barstow's on. Miss Stacy Free's on. Way to go, Jimmy. Awesome race number 6. Um, Jeff Gilbo says best part of the weekend was running down pit road with Jimmy's pops to get him out of the truck. Awesome week spent with a great group of guys. So super cool to see other drivers pitching in, helping out. You know, all the young up and coming
Getting a
ones.
getting a message that his phone may have died.
That's disappointing. We'll have to get him back on. So super excited for him to get his first win if we can't get him back on. What a great weekend. What a great group of people. I know Derek Pugh was super disappointed after winning Friday night. He had the issue in his truck Saturday night, wasn't able to continue. So congrats to Derek Pugh on his win Friday, and of course Jimmy Frazier for his on Saturday.
Well, and I know it was only a series race on Saturday, but what a showing both Friday night and Saturday night from the guys from the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series over at New Smyrna. I mean, yeah, there was a couple incidents here and there from not really wrecking each other from parts failures and stuff that people couldn't control, but considering how the rest of the week went and some of the wrecks and stuff in that, I mean, they put on a first class show and then showed everybody what a truck series could do, and I'm proud of those guys.
Me too. I'm always proud of the Pro Truck guys. They do such a good job and they put on a good show. So excited to see what they do this year. Hopefully we get to cover some of their racing. Should be a lot of fun. So I think, Robert, I'm going to let you go ahead with your segment.
Oh, what burns me with Florida racing this week, and I'm probably going to upset some people with this a little bit, but guys, we gotta stop the violence in the pits. And I know everybody gets upset, and things happen in racing, and this is a family sport. I think everybody would admit we all do this for fun. I haven't heard a driver that said they don't do it for fun, and all the fighting and stuff takes the fun out of it. I mean, we gotta let's all work together. If you have differences, go over and talk it out like adults, or wait till you cool down and talk the next week. But I mean, we can't lose lives and lose our friends because somebody gets upset over a race. I know it's not a popular topic right now, but it's something that really been burning at me the last week and a half. Uh, we all lost a really great friend over something stupid. So let's all just come together and remember why we race. Racing's for fun, and yeah, we all put a lot of money into it. But when we everybody goes into racing, you know that's the money you're putting into it, and you said you're putting the money into it, do it for fun. So let's all go out and have a great year of racing here in Florida and do it for fun for the right reasons, and let's all be friends.
And I think another good point is we have all these up and coming young racers like Gavin Graham, coming up through the sport. Tons of drivers that every weekend are looking up to the people in the older classes, the sportsman drivers, late model drivers, truck drivers. And you want to make sure you make an impression that they want to live up to. You want to be their
Well,
heroes.
and and not even those guys. The kids in the stands that are 3 and 4 that want to race someday. You don't even know they're watching you, but somebody, if you're in a race car, somebody's watching you, and somebody wants to be like you, and they're watching every move you make inside and outside the car, and they want to be like you one day. So if they see you get out and start a fight, they think that's what you're supposed to do, and it's not. So I meant we got to keep cool heads and remember that always do the right thing, because even when you don't think somebody's watching, somebody's watching.
And we learned in the last couple years in our race world, we lost a lot of our race family, whether it be by suicide or accidents or whatever the case may be. We can lose anyone at any time. So love the people you're around. Be kind, be good to each other, and let's
And
have
if
fun
you
racing.
and if you're having a hard time and don't think anybody cares, reach out to one of us. I mean, we care about all of our racers, and there's more people that care about you than you would ever think there are. So anybody having difficulties with anything or want to talk, you don't know who to turn to one of us. And if we're not the ones that you need or want to talk to, but maybe we can help set something up with somebody else. But we care and about our racing family and want everybody around for a long time.
Absolutely. So I'm not thinking we'll get Jimmy back, so we'll have to get him back on. But congratulations to all of our winners from this past weekend. Thanks to Gavin and Jimmy for coming on. We appreciate each and every one of you fans that put up with us on Mondays and our random live feeds and all of our racetrack weekends.
And thank you to, hopefully some of the drivers will see this that were at New Smyrna or the Speed Weeks. Thank you to everybody from outside of the state of Florida that made the trek down here. Yeah, we have a lot more beautiful weather than you probably do right now where you're at, but for you to give time off work and come down and support a Florida track, we appreciate that, and can't thank everybody enough. So thank you all for coming down and help put Florida racing on the map.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you guys this weekend at a track. Make sure to get out and support our tracks. We're pretty much the only ones open right now throughout the United States. So come on down, have some fun, and let's go racing. Hope you guys have a safe and happy rest of your week, and we'll see you this weekend.
See you next weekend.